we're back with another very casual video. If you saw my last video about my May favorites, my Fab 5 of May, you can definitely tell that I'm filming these in the same day. I got the same hair, I got no makeup, I'm in the same location, but I have mastered the angle of my camera because before it was on top of the bed and looking down on me, which was quite a feat to construct, and it looked a little weird, but I have moved the bed back, I have pushed the camera back, and I've kind of gotten used to this new angle. I want to keep this video really casual because I wanted to go over the 10 things that I learned in my first year of teaching. I could totally do more than 10 things, but I figured if I do one thing for every month that I was in school, so August through May, that's 10 months, 10 things. Sounds cool, worked out perfectly, oddly enough. We're gonna start off with number 1, which is the month of August, and that is, it's okay to be awkward, it will fade. That is 100% true. I remember my first day with my students was so awkward. Like, they were new. I teach freshmen, if you guys don't know. If you don't know anything about me, I will link that video above, but I probably should have said that in the beginning. I am a high school English, I am not a high school English teacher. I'm a high school English teacher. I am a high school theater teacher, and this is my first official year of teaching. I primarily teach freshmen. I do have an after-school class that is open to all grades, but my main duty is to teach a freshman course during the day, and then obviously I direct and produce the fall play and the spring musical. But back into this now. So the first day with my students was so awkward. I'm new, they're new. And I just was awkward, and it stayed awkward for a little while, but eventually getting to know them getting to know me, and it was really nice, and it faded, and now I'm really close with my students. But that's definitely something that I wish somebody would have told me. Like, it's gonna be really awkward, even if you are like an outgoing person, and I'm not necessarily an outgoing person, but it was really awkward. But we got over it, and now we all have a lot of fun in class, and I'm really sad to leave these students, but I'm really happy to see where they're gonna go the rest of their high school years. Number 2, always be prepared and organized. I can't stress this enough. A little bit more about me. My background is a stage manager for theater, so that is the top dog of organization and preparedness, I guess. That's something that I've always done. That's something that I've always been. So this wasn't something for me to kind of struggle with, but it was something for me to keep reminding myself, always be prepared, always be on top of things. Things are gonna come your way and you're gonna completely go crazy when they do, but if you're prepared and organized, you can get through anything. I swear by it, and that's something that I learned in September. Moving on to October. It is okay not to know things. Ask questions. That is a huge piece of advice I would like other teachers to know. If you are brand new, you're not gonna know everything. You're not gonna know how to do everything. You're not gonna really know where anything is most of the time. You're really not gonna know the students when you're coming into a new school. Yeah, you might know a couple here and there. Maybe if you teach a couple classes, you know a certain group of students, but you're not gonna know the whole school. So if you don't know things, ask questions, ask the students, ask other faculty and staff. But I've noticed this year that I've become more and more okay with not knowing, asking a question, figuring it out, and then succeeding. So that is my October advice. Now, moving into November, my birthday month, the best month of the year, all that jazz. Theater reference if you don't know. My number 4 is there are so many memories in the making. Now, the reason why I'm saying this as number 4 in the month of November is that's when my fall play concluded with my seniors. All 3 of my theater seniors were in the fall play, and that was a really sentimental moment for them, kind of rounding out their theater career and also their high school career. So it was definitely the month that showed me nothing lasts forever, but always be grateful that it did happen at a certain point in your life, because the memories that I made through the fall play with all of my kids, but especially my seniors since they are graduating, just mean the world to me. And I'm so happy that they had that experience together, and I cannot wait to see again where they go in their life, and hopefully they'll come back and tell me all of their wonderful, magical things that they're going to accomplish. Now we're moving on to number 5, which is December, and the thing that I learned the most this month was the antidote to doubt is faith. have faith. Have faith that things will work out. Have faith that things will come together, that you'll get to know more people, that you'll do better, be better, succeed. You'll learn from your mistakes. So many different things, especially because the month of December has Christmas, and you kind of take this time to reflect because, again, being out of school, we don't go to school the whole month of December. We're there for the first 2 weeks, and then we have Christmas break. It's a good combination of being in school and then going into a break and kind of reminding yourself, hey, I'm doing great. I got through the first semester. December taught me to look within myself and not give up on myself. Use the faith of myself, of my students, of my faculty and staff, and my personal faith in general, and just try to be better, try to do better, and try to succeed. I think that's a huge component of all 10 things that I learned from my first year is have faith and things will move forward. All right, now we are popping into 2020, January, and for number 6, time flies. I can't tell you enough about how much time flies. You get there, it's the first day of school, boom, that's over with. Now it's the first day of the second semester and you don't even know what happened that first semester. Time flies so fast. Number 7, this is February. This was a big month for me. Things will get overwhelming, but you can do it. Now, February for me in my high school, my first year of high school, I'm not in high school. My first year of teaching high school was the spring musical. So February was the home stretch. This was the last month to get things down. February really taught me a lot about myself and with time management and staying organized. But also it taught me that with getting overwhelmed, it's okay to get overwhelmed. You just have to sit down and take a breather and start going task by task to eliminate that feeling of being overwhelmed. And trust me, to-do lists have helped me tremendously, not only as a stage manager, a student, but as a teacher, just really kind of putting things down, checking them off one by one, and lessening the stress. 8, we move into March. Things aren't always going to go according to plan. As we saw in March, the world kind of crumbled little by little, trying to figure out how to overcome such a horrible, horrible thing that happened to not one country, but multiple countries. And March was also our spring musical. A part of it did get canceled, but we still had some performances. And that's something that I want to remember and remind myself that going back and looking at that, things aren't always going to go to plan, but that's okay. You can never really plan for the future. I always tell myself, you can want things, you can set goals, you can achieve goals, you can strive for goals, but you're never really going to know what the future holds. Myself, my students had no idea that this was going to happen. Taking it step by step and really processing the situation and knowing that things aren't always going to go according to plan was something that I definitely learned this year, and I know that for future years to come, it's something that I'm going to take into account every single day. We are almost done. We have 2 more months. So April, which was the last month, definitely taught me to take time for myself. Now, this was the big moment for remote teaching. We started remote teaching in March, but we did remote teaching for the entire month of April. And this really taught me to take time for myself. I know I'm on the computer all day. I know I'm talking to students. I know I'm trying to plan for next year. I know I'm trying to juggle this. I know I'm trying to help this person. I'm going every which way, but because there's so much downtime during remote teaching, it really helped me take a step back and say, okay, what can I do today? Let's journal a little. Let's maybe do a face mask. Let's sleep. Let's take a nap. Just little things that help me with self-care and taking care of myself so I could be a healthier version of myself for my students. And number 10, which is May, which is this month, the biggest lesson that I learned my first year of teaching is that your students will teach you so much about themselves, but even more about yourself. I really learned a lot from my students about who they are, what they like, what they don't like, who they're friends with, who they talk to, what music they listen to, different things that I discovered through theater games and journals and, a variety of things, just talking to them, getting to know them, having them join a cast for the fall play or the spring musical. But even with all of those elements of me getting to know them more and more, I learned so much about myself and who I am and who I want to be and where I want to go. And they really helped me grow this year. So I am forever grateful for them. My first class, they really helped me achieve my first year of teaching and becoming a better teacher and a better individual all around. And that is it for this video. Those were the 10 things across the 10 months that I learned my first year teaching. I feel so blessed that I have a job during this time. I feel so blessed that I have my students during this time, and I am forever grateful for my first year back in high school with my students, and I cannot wait to see what the years to come bring. And hopefully this video will help someone else, but if not, it's a great memory for me to keep. So thank you so much for watching. If you are, I will see you in my next video. Bye.